Welcome back to the studio. I'm Joe Archie, creator of Blue Phoenix graphic novel. I just got this a little while ago in the mail, sent it out to all the backers. I'm so excited. I can't wait for everybody to hold a copy of this in their hands. As you can see, it's perfect bound, beautiful. It's thick. It's nice and thick. Got a nice big page count in there. I don't want to flip through it because some of the backers haven't gotten it yet and haven't read it. But if you did back the book, thank you so much. Signed in gold there. See, I messed the signature up, so this is the one I keep to show off on stream. So today we're talking about 20 things that I learned in my first crowdfund. And yes, you will learn a lot during your crowdfund, especially your first one. There's a lot to go over, so I'm just going to get right into this video. Number 1, get an editor. Dear Lord, please get an editor. Have as many people read through your book as possible before you print the book. Because I read through it, and for some reason, I read through my own book. I know that this is something I learned the hard way. I read through my own book, and yeah, there were a bunch of errors. There were a bunch of errors. There were words that should not have been in there. There were words that were different, and man, did I learn this lesson the hard way. And this is something that's really been on my mind the past few days. You know, ever since I sent the books out, I actually took a minute to read through my book, and yeah, it's just one of those things that you learn that, you know, teaches you to just take your time with it. Because the thing is, I was going so fast. I was, you know, making sure this was done, making sure that was done, all the colors were done, and you still just forget things. You still just miss just the dumbest stuff. I used to read comics and say, how could they make that mistake? Like, people read through this before they printed it, right? And yeah, I made that same mistake, so don't be too hard on me. It was my first book, but we're just going to keep moving on. So here's number 2, pace yourself. Tackle each problem one by one. Doing a campaign like this is like a lot of little tasks combined into one giant task of producing a comic book, making sure all the work is done and sending it out, doing all those things the right way. And I would really say, well, for any huge task, just pace yourself. Just take it one thing at a time. Just do one job at a time, get one thing right, and then move on. Number 3, if you cannot do something, if you're absolutely bad at something, if it's just not the thing that you do, then get someone to help you. Now, I was showing my logo off to some people, and they were saying, you're not much of a graphic designer, are you? And I was like, no, I'm not a graphic designer. A friend of mine is a graphic designer. That's Sapper Spy on Twitter. He made me a very nice logo. It's number 4, have a huge chunk of the work done before you launch that campaign. Now, I launched my campaign. I had like, 5 or 6 pages done that I thought were done, but they weren't actually done because I threw out a bunch of them. So make sure you have a bulk of the work done before you launch that campaign, because these past few months it's very stressful to have someone pay you, especially a lot of people pay you an amount of money, and you know, it's always in the back of your mind. You're like, I gotta get this book out. I gotta keep working on this book. I can't do anything but work on the book, which you should be doing that. But at the same time, you know, have a good part of the comic done before you start that campaign, because it will save you a ton of stress. Believe me when I tell you that. Number 5, get on as many YouTube shows as possible. I only ever saw real growth on my campaign when I was on a YouTube channel, when I was in front of people, when, you know, these YouTubers would graciously let me on their channel to promote my book. And that's the only time I ever really saw like real growth was being in front of people, because I think a lot of people, I know I do, a lot of people when they back books like to see the number go up. They like to see, you know, you say, hey, thank you very much for that backing. And, you know, I was genuinely excited every time I got a backer on stream. That's part of the fun of crowdfunding, really, is, you know, people backing and seeing that number go up, seeing that little green bar in Indiegogo go up. So make sure you get on as many shows as you can. Number 6 kind of does go with that. Show yourself on camera. People love to see the artist. They back the book because you are the artist. They back you. They take a chance on you, put some money in your campaign because they like you, basically. I mean, we're all a bunch of people that don't have anything to our names, like any work out there right now. So people are backing out of the kindness of their heart, and they're backing because they like you. So make sure you show yourself on camera, show your face, put yourself out there. It's hard, but it's also hard to put a book out there with all your work in it. It's like, oh man, I hope people like it. People want to see your face and connect with you on a human level, and that's gonna do it. Look at this face. Oh yeah. Number 7, find out exactly how much things are to print. Now, during my campaign, I was so excited. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna put this in. I'm gonna give like 18 trading cards. No, it was like 3 trading cards, but I was super excited to keep adding stuff to the campaign. As I was on streams, I was promising people things because the excitement was just out there. It was out of this world. I promised people right at the end of my campaign, everyone gets a free patch, a huge shoulder patch. Everybody gets one. And they did. I printed this huge shoulder patch. It's the size of a standard police patch. And yeah, it goes right on your shoulder there. And it is a beautiful patch. Look at that patch. But look at that patch. I didn't know the cost of printing patches at that time. So yeah, that was... I mean, I still would have done it, but it would have been nice to know that it was like, $300 to print these few patches that I got printed. So make sure you know how much everything is to print, and especially your book too. Have your page count and put it in whichever printer you're going with. Put it in there. Number 8, don't be nervous to go on the big shows. Don't be nervous when you're on the big shows. Now, I have a bit of a stuttering problem. I don't know if you notice that, but I do stutter a lot, and actually have a really bad stutter at times. I went on John Malin's show, and I can't watch that stream again. I cannot bring myself to watch that stream, but he was nice enough to have me on and promote my book. I was on with another group of creators, and we were kind of told to keep it quick. And of course, I was, like always, ever since I was in school, I was always the first one to go. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because my name's Archie or what, but yeah, I was the first one to go, and I just sped through my pitch. I just talked so fast, and everyone was like, slow down, it's okay, don't be nervous. And I was like, I'm not nervous, I'm just trying to go fast so that I don't take up other people's time. They're having you on their show for a reason, and it is to help put on a good show for them too. So number 9, listen to the chat, listen to the audience when they tell you things, listen to your friends in this community. They will tell you what they want. They'll tell you exactly what they want. They'll say, I want another trading card. I want that panel as a print. Make sure you always watch the chat as you're on these YouTube shows. Make sure you find out exactly what they want, because they will tell you what they want, and they'll tell you if something looks bad. They'll tell you what looks good. They'll tell you things that you don't want to hear. Believe me. They will make fun of you. They will call you names. But you have to, take it in stride. You have to say, you know what? Yes, I am a beautiful, beautiful man. Some of them will be your customers, so don't get offended. Don't, freak out. Just take the abuse. Take it. It's good abuse. Don't take any of it personally, because it's all just fun. It's all just comics, and we're all just here to have a good time. Number 10, I would suggest that you use USPS first class service for shipping, just the regular Gemini mail or books. I had no problems with them. It was very easy to, get everything sent out, and it's the cheapest way that you can do it without using media mail. Don't use media mail. They will go through your package, and they will end your career. Basically, you get a nice tracking number, your customer gets a tracking number, and you can see where the package is. And yeah, it's just nice to have. That's the best way that I found, the cheapest way and the most efficient way. Number 11, have like 5 or 6 of your best images ready to go. The YouTube shows that you go on are going to want them. The people that write these articles are going to want them for the website. Just make sure you have a little pitch packet ready, 5 or 6 images. You want to have a nice solid elevator pitch. You want to have a little bit of longer pitch to give some of the story. It's just something you should definitely have on hand before you start the campaign, to make sure that you're telling people enough information, you're giving them something really cool to look at. Number 12, the campaign will go by extremely fast, so be ready for that. Don't just sit back, say, hey, I have 60 days, I got 2 months, it's gonna, I have so much time to fund this project. No, you don't. It goes by so fast that it's gonna be over before you know it, so make sure you have these YouTube shows, these appearances, everything that you need planned out beforehand. Contact people that you're going to contact beforehand, have it scheduled, because you don't want to waste any of that time that you have, because every day that goes by is a day that you could be out there showing yourself and getting backers. Number 13, keep your tiers simple. Keep them very simple. Don't name them this crazy shit. Don't name them, freaking the Heart of Atlantis tier. By the Heart of Atlantis tier. No one knows what the hell the Heart of Atlantis tier is. Just have the tier be named, you get 2 books and an art print or something like that. Something very simple that people can just go click on, because you do not want people searching around on your Indiegogo page for too long, because people will lose interest. They'll click off of the page. They'll say, I don't know, okay, whatever, I don't know. I'm gonna move on to the next thing. You have to make it simple. Have simple tiers. It's like selling hot dogs, right? I want a hot dog, I want ketchup on this hot dog, and that's it. Okay, thank you. I want a hot dog with mustard and relish. Okay, thank you. I don't know who'd eat that, but yeah. Just keep it simple and it'll make it a lot easier for the backer. Number 14, overprint your books. You're not going to make any money on this campaign, okay? I'm going to tell you that right off the bat. Overprint your books so you have books afterwards to sell. You want to sell them at cons, you want to sell them at eBay. I'm going to a con here in my area very soon. I'm gonna take, after everybody gets their books, after the backers, I sent out all the books. My campaign is fulfilled. I'm going to a con, I'm taking the back print, I'm gonna go and sell more copies there. That's where your money's gonna come from. That's where the profit is gonna come from, is from the overprint that you sell. Believe me, you're going to put most of the money that you make in the campaign, if not all of it, into printing and shipping and all the wonderful things, paying people for the stuff that they make for the campaign. So make sure you do that. Make sure you overprint as many as possible. Number 15, this might be one of the most important ones that I learned. A mistake that I and a lot of other people have made. Never, ever cold launch your campaign. Don't just sit there at 2 in the morning and say, you know what, we're launching this thing, and click the launch button. Don't do that, because you're not going to get any backers. I'm telling you this right now. Make sure you schedule a show. Get on a YouTube show. Get on somebody's YouTube show and launch that book with them. It's fun. It's fun to have somebody launch their book on your show, because you're not going to have to stare at that 0. So please, if you take anything from this video, take that. Don't cold launch. Get on a show and launch that. Number 16, you're going to need buddies to pack up all your books. So it's not like I had like thousands of books to send out, right? It was under 100 books that I sent out. And it still was a huge task to package all those things, to make sure all the right stuff was in each package, each Gemini mailer, each box. And my wife Maria was kind enough to help me. Thank you, Maria. And it was good to have her helping me. It made it a lot easier, and it made it go by a lot faster. So yeah, get some friends together, get family together, and make them help you. And run them like a taskmaster. Make them do everything, make them do all the work, and sit there and relax and just say, you know what, I did it. And just watch them pack your books. I'll tell you what, it's a great thing. I'm just kidding, I did not do that. Number 17, this is another lesson I learned the hard way. Get the correct size of backs and boards. Now, I ordered the modern backs and boards. I ordered hundreds of them. And guess what? My 42-page graphic novel did not fit in the modern bags and boards. I had to order the Silver Age ones. And you're going to want the Silver Age. They're a little bit bigger. Get the Silver Age bags and boards so that you have room to fit all of your other stuff in there as well. Make sure everything that you're including for free is going to fit in the Gemini mailer. I did an art print that it was a little big, but it still fit in the Gemini mailer, thank God. Make sure it fits. Make sure everything that you include for free fits in a Gemini mailer before you order it. Number 19, another one that I learned the hard way. Do not price your books too low. Please do not price your books too low. I started my campaign and I said, you know, everybody's poor like me. Everybody doesn't have money. Everybody's like me and I don't have, you know, a lot of extra money to spend. And I priced my books at very, very low. And they stayed low throughout the campaign. And that was a mistake because that funding number could have been higher. Don't undersell yourself. You're putting a ton of work into this project, and I don't want to see anybody else undersell themselves. I would say, you know, if it's gonna be pretty much the size of a graphic novel, charge $20 at least, you know, plus shipping. Just make sure you do that because there's a lot of expenses that are going to come out of your pocket if you don't price it high enough. And, you know, people will pay a couple more dollars to get a quality item, and make sure you have enough to print quality as well. Number 20, this is the final one. Shipping is extremely expensive. Shipping is so expensive. I was not expecting it. Even just the standard Gemini mailers that I sent overseas, each of them were like $26. Make sure you don't make the same mistake as I did. Make sure you charge enough for shipping. Shipping in the US was like $8, around that, $5 to $8 to $9. So I would say US shipping should be $10 if you're in the US, and overseas should be at least $25. I know that you want everybody to enjoy your new beautiful project, your new book. You want everybody to read it, but make sure you charge enough or you'll be just basically paying to ship your book out. And don't just say I'm not shipping overseas. You have to give people the option to buy your book. You have to give people the chance, you know, to pay more money. Just say, hey, you know, it's more money. This is the price until we figure something else out. Bonus tip. Does that sound right? No, not bonus. Bonus round! Give back to the community. Make sure you back people's books who backed your books. Make sure you go out of your way to thank them after the campaign's over. They'll help you again in the future, and you should really give back as much as you get, if not more. Make sure you don't forget your friends. Make sure you back all their stuff as well as they back yours, because we're all in this together. It's one big community, you know what I mean. Just give back and give more than you receive, and you'll find that, you know, good things will come your way. So thank you for watching this video. This isn't a whole list of every single thing I've learned. Of course, I've learned more than this, but wanted to keep it short for a video. Make sure you don't forget to subscribe for more content like this and other content that I'm going to be working on here soon. What's something that you've learned from either watching or being a part of a comic book funding campaign? Leave your comment down below, because I'm sure there's other people that you will help by doing that, and I will see you next time.